Hello everyone, I hope you're well. So I'm popping by today because I've decided to add 3 new stamps to my website. So we have an A5 stamp set and 2 A6 stamp sets. And I've added these because I felt like it, because I fancied doing a little bit of designing, but I didn't want to bring too much out. And I've come up with these 3 stamp designs. So I'm just going to go through the stamps very quickly and then show you some samples. As always, you can buy these individually, and I've actually put the 3 in a bundle. There's also the 3 in a bundle plus a workshop, and they're all on the website. I'll add a link to the website in the description. So we're going to go through the A5 first. And of course, I haven't pulled a piece of card out. So let's just grab a little scrap of card, just so I've got that ready. So this stamp set is A5. Now, on many occasions over the last 8 months, I've been asked for an alphabet in the typewriter font. So your wish is my command. I just, where I can, I do like to sort of honour a few requests when I get them. I can't always do it because it might not work in my style. So, but I've created the alphabet. So this is an A5 stamp set so that you can get the sort of an idea of the size. Now, I didn't want to fill the whole A5 stamp set with an alphabet. I wanted an alphabet where we can create words ourselves. So if you're in France or Belgium or wherever, you can then create sentiments in your own, in your language, so that it's applicable to you. Now, Peggy Ann has asked me for an alphabet, and I've had quite a few other people that have asked for an alphabet. So I want to go through the reasons why I've done an alphabet, because it's not just because I get requests. There has to be a reason behind it. For one, I wanted the alphabet to have individual letters. So each letter is an individual stamp so that you can physically make up the letters. 2, there is one difference. Let me get the other stamp set. Where is it? There we go. So let me just get this stamp set out just so I can use. I have to explain everything. I have to get it clear in my head and then try and come and do a video and remember it all. And honestly, I always forget something. Now, you've got the uppercase and you have the lowercase. You also will notice you've got 2 A's, 2 E's, 2 T's, 2 S's, 2 O's, an I, and 2 capital I's. So I'm going to explain the reasoning behind that. So you've got the uppercase alphabet, you've got the lowercase alphabet. That's explanatory. You can then create your upper and lowercase letters or sentiments or whatever. Now, the reason you've got 2 I's is if you want to make your alphabet a little bit quirky and add a capital I for inspire, but then put another capital I in the middle of the inspire. So, where's it gone? So if I wanted to type in spring and I didn't want to add just the normal I and I wanted to be quirky and add a capital I, but the wording had got 2 I's in the word, like inspire, you could add 2 capitals if you wanted to, or you can add the lowercase I. But if you wanted 2 lowercase i's, you have to think about this, honestly. When you're designing, it hurts my head. Right. Oh, that's because I've only got a pea brain, really. That's why it hurts my head. I'm not very intellectual, that's why. Let's be honest. So if you wanted 2 lowercase i's, so you've got the lowercase I here. Why have I never got the ink pad ready? So it was picking whether I wanted 2 lowercase i's or 2 uppercase i's. Oh, poor soul. So if you wanted the I, you've obviously got your uppercase I. And let me just get rid of the ink on that. Pretend we've not just added the wet ink. So let's just get rid of that. Then if you just wanted a second lowercase I, just ink a little bit of the wording, and I haven't got my pen. So just ink the lower bit like so, and you can just create your own eye, just like the one here. It's quite easy. You can just add your own eye. Obviously you can stamp the lowercase I twice, but there's also, you know, it's just thinking which would be the better to add, 2 uppercase I's or 2 lowercase I's. And the reason I opted for 2 uppercase I's is you couldn't create easily an uppercase I from that one. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, I do apologise. It takes all my brain power to explain my thinking. So let's bring this back in. So you've got extra letters A, E, T, S, O and I. So you've actually got 3 I's. So the reason you've got all these extra letters is if you wanted to spell anaesthetic, not that you'd put that on your card, but just giving you, trust me, think of an obscure word. But you've then got your A's and your E's. If you wanted to put letter, L-E-T-T-E-R, you can add 2 T's if you wanted. So it's just to make things a little bit simpler for you. Now, I didn't want to add duplicates of every letter because that's a waste of a stamp. I wanted to give you more within that alphabet. And I will eventually be adding numbers, but sort of large numbers, so we can use them for special birthdays. So I'll probably be adding them next year. But you've got your upper and lowercase alphabet here. I've then added this floral here that I had a smaller version with All and Create, but I've added this here. So this stamp set, don't measure the packaging, Tracy. So this stamp set is, that floral is 5 inches in length. That is an amazing size. So that's 5 inches in length. What you've also got is, let's take these little stamps off. You've got a little oblong, rectangle, whatever you want to call it, a little square, and a little tag. Now there's a reason for these. One, your alphabet fits inside there. So you can spell a word like desire, inspire, create, will all go in there. Also, if you want to add your little critters, you can put the little faces in here. Or when you see my samples, I'll show you what I mean. You can also use this just, so let's say you put the word daisy, for instance. You could put daisy in here, then the D in there and there if you wanted to, and add a little tag or a little square. The other thing you will notice that both me and the design team have done, these are fantastic for backgrounds. So I've added these so you can create backgrounds with them. And you've also got a little perch then for your little critters to stand on. Now, I've added the little critters because Emma Lou, for instance, asked me for some sort of little animals that would go with our florals in my new branding, etc. So what I've done, let's bring these in. We've got hedgehogs facing both ways, but we've also got a little tiny hedgehog as well. Now, none of them are huge. So the bigger hedgehogs are 1 1/4 inches, and the tiny hedgehog is 3/4 of an inch. The squirrel is 3/4 of an inch across. The little hare is 1 inch, and the little mouse is just over 1/2 inch. No, it's not 3/4 of an inch, and it's not 1/2 inch, in between that. And I'll show you samples because that will give you an idea of perspective. So this is why this stamp was created. We've also got the pheasants because I wanted them under my new branding, but I wanted them separately, and I've put them both ways for you. So that is the A5 stamp set, TE32 Alpha Florals. And hopefully when you see the samples, that's going to make more sense to you, she says. After my description, I'm surprised anything makes any sense. So let's just put this back in the packaging, and we'll leave this out so we can talk about it. Actually, we don't need to. You can still see it through there. Oh, you're going to want to know, there's hardly any measurement to the alphabet, but let me give you a measurement of the capital, which is going to be really easy. So the capital is a centimetre. Yeah, so the capital is a centimetre, and the lowercase is going to be smaller than that, so that it you know, the composition works perfectly. And you will see from my samples how they all work. And it's the samples that are going to show you why I designed the stamps. And look out for Lynn Lindsay's idea. She's got a lovely idea with the alphabet as well for creating like a calendar type thing. Look out for that one as well from Lynn. And look out for the samples from Anne, Lynn, Lucy, Rebecca, Victoria, Patricia, and did I say Anne? There's bound to be somebody. I did mention everybody that says Lynn, Anne, Rebecca, Lucy, Victoria, Patricia. That's right. So look out for beautiful samples from my amazing design team. We all say our design team are amazing, but they're not just amazing because they create beautiful samples. They're amazing because they are a huge support, and also they are genuine friends. So let's have a look at the next stamp set. Which one's next? So that's TE32. TE31 is an A6 stamp set. So because I know that we're going into Christmas, but you know, when between Christmas and New Year, we've got to admit it, sometimes it can be a little bit flat because you've had the excitement of Christmas, the rushing round of Christmas, and it's nice then, between Christmas and New Year, I like to just have some creative time, just for me. But with that in mind, I've brought out some spring florals. So we have the primula, which is this here. We have the crocus, and we have the snowdrops. Self-explanatory really, and I'm going to show you the samples because I think the samples do all the talking. So let's have a little measurement for you. I don't want to waffle for too long. I know I do it standard, but so the primula is, with the tallest flower, about 3 1/4 inches in length. 3 1/4 inches in length. The crocus is 2 1/2 inches. The snowdrop is 3 1/2 inches top to bottom, and the small snowdrop is 1 3/4 inches. So you can see the size of your stamps and how they'll work in your compositions to create different designs. And I'm going to leave the stamps on the desk as I show the samples. We've also got TE33, the sunflower. Now, this is, honestly, it's stunning when you see it stamped. So let's take this out. Now, the sunflower is a big stamp. Even though the whole stamp itself is A6, the sunflower is a big stamp. So, in this left to right is 3 3/4 inches, top to bottom, exactly the same. 3 3/4 inches. You've then got 2 ravens. How tall? Difficult to measure really, but around about 3/4 inch. The smallest sunflower is almost 1 1/2 inches. You've then got the word sunflower as well, but you've also got 2 more little critters, a little honeybee and a tiny ladybird, so that you can add those to your compositions, and they're the right size, so they're nice and small to add to those compositions. So you can buy these individually now as this video goes live, or you can buy them in a bundle. I've also got a workshop which you can buy individual. If you're only buying one stamp, you can buy the workshop individually, or you can buy the stamps and the workshop as a bundle. Now, the workshop is very detailed. It's got 11 cards in there, and it's called Simple Card Ideas, but I love them. I'm so chuffed with them, and I really hope you can understand where I'm going. So, my first sample, we are using the primula. So this is the primula here, on the left hand side. This is the primula here, and I've combined it with my jar snippet stencil. And can you see here is the tag? When I was talking to you about the tag from TE32, the tag has now got the alphabet P in there, the uppercase P. It's got that P in there, just so then we can make our own embellishments now. We don't need cut out bits and pieces. We can create our own. And just so that you can see the dimension just on that one. Now there's a lot, especially for Wendy, it shows some designs where there's no cutting out. Most of this workshop, there's not much cutting out on there. So Wendy, if you're watching, perfect for you to just look at some ideas. There's also the pheasant here, which I adore and always have. But this is just, I love this. I absolutely adore the primula. So that's the primula card. And I'm going to try and place these in some kind of order, she says. So now we're going to move to a card using the crocus here. Now, because something's in black, doesn't mean it has to be stamped in black. So we have the crocus card here, and you can see, I tried to do a card so that you can see it's stamped in black, but also not stamped in black on the same card. And look, we've now got our embellishment that I'm going to bore you senseless with because I'll be doing it so many times. We've got the C for crocus, the word crocus. But you remember this, the little rectangle, oblong, whatever you want to call it, that we put the sentiments inside? I've used it here. I've used it not only for the wording, which comes from here and fits in there, but you've also got the word crocus on there, and your ravens sit nicely on the oblongs that also become a perch. Again, we're creating our own embellishments, and this is another card from the workshop. I just love them ravens. So let's place that card back, trying to keep them in some kind of order. Now I'm going to show you a card now where we use this stamp set. And these, this one, the square, the little square, and who knew a little square and a little oblong could mean so much to me? But the little oblong and the little square to create a design for a card. So here are the little rectangle, oblong, whatever, and the square. And we've got the little ladybug in here, which is from the sunflower. We have the little hare and the mouse, that is from the alphabet stamp, just so you can see that. The pheasants as well. Then you've got the snowdrop from the TE31, and then the little honeybee, and then the floral from TE32. But aren't those rectangles and squares effective for a background? I just adore them, and guess how many times I'm going to be doing this? I don't need to tell you. So I just adore it. So that's another card from the workshop, and this little hedgehog, makes me happy. He's just adorable. So there you go. That's our third card. So as you can, let me just show you on that third card, there's no cutting out. It's all flat, just so that you can see that. Then our next card, all flat. No cutting out. The little rectangle, perfect as a little vase. How wonderful does that look? And just because this floral is in black doesn't mean it has to be black. It can be colourful as well. And I just love that we can use the little tag here and add our little critters, like so. So little pheasant here. I love that card. All completely flat. So let's go. So that's your fourth card. All in the workshop. Workshop 114. And then we've got the sunflower. Now this is the smaller sunflower. So this one here. And this has been used with the bauble stencils, which are SS8 and SS9. It's bauble, light bulb, have been used with the light bulb stencil. Just here, but doesn't necessarily look like a light bulb. And then we've got the little mouse. We've got TE11, the background elements. And this is from one of the TE24 and 25. And look what appears again. The little tag from this set with the little S for sunflower. And just so you can see this, this is the insect TE27, the moth from TE27, and this is the leaf from TE27 from my previous release. They all work together beautifully. But just look how, oh, I just love that. Just love them. So this again is also part of the workshop. So we'll now go to the sunflower. So we've got the sunflower here, which is the large sunflower, this one here. And this is a 6 by 6 inch card blank, and the piece here is 5 by 5 inches. And apart from the sentiment, it's all flat. But that sunflower, I think, is really eye-catching. I just adore that. And again, that's in the workshop for you. Just love that. And I will be showing these samples a few times just so that you can, you know, appreciate. And also there's a lot of work gone into them, so I like to show them. We've now got the sunflower. How can you use the sunflower a little differently? How about having the sunflower as like the perch with the sunflower underneath, our little hedgehogs on the top, and TE23 here, along with TE23 and your TE11 background stamp and your little hedgehogs. A Quiet Place from TE13, but doesn't that look different with the sunflower? Again, in the workshop. So we'll just go back again. And again, that is all flat apart from the sentiment. So now just continuing with that kind of theme, we have the sunflower. We have TE26 with Quirky Birds, TE10, and the pheasants. And again, A Quiet Place, TE13. You can mix and match all those stamps. Again, completely flat, just so that you can see the designs. So mix and match those stamps. It works really lovely. Now, if you want a really pared back look, then you can go with the sunflower like this. Completely flat, no cutting out apart from this sentiment. Using your alphabet to create your own sentiments. So create your own sunshine is done with the alphabet. I just adore these. And then our final one, again, also flat. Oh no, I've got one more after. You've got the sunflower, again, completely flat with the ravens. But if you wanted something really pared back, just so that you can see those. Again, also in the workshop where we create together. And our final card in workshop 114 with all the videos pre-recorded and ready there for you is our final card. Completely flat, but not flat in idea or colour or depth. It's just, I love it. So I hope those cards have given you some ideas of how you can use the beautiful stamp sets. I'm so chuffed with them. And I think stamps offer so much versatility. And you have the initial cost, but you can use them over and over again. And I just adore making with them. I love mixing and matching all the stamp sets and stencils together. And the alphabet is really going to sort of add to the whole library of imagery, just so you can see the cards all over again. So that's the 3 new stamp sets and new workshop 114 added to my website. I also have live workshops, and there's a live workshop also on the website, workshop 115. I'd just like to say thank you all for your support. I am going to be offering lots of inspiration with these stamps, along with my previous releases, not forgetting any of those. So love to all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.